that's all happening. And then and on top of that, there's just this giant explosion of AI application companies, right? And so there's basically companies that then, usually startups, that basically take the technology and then field it in a specific domain, whether that's law or medicine or education or creativity or whatever. But again, here it's just like it's amazing kind of how sophisticated things are getting very quickly. So let's talk about the application companies for a moment. So like an application company, classic example is like a Cursor is like an application company. So they take the core AI capability, which they purchased by the drink from Anthropic or OpenAI or Google, tokens by the drink, and then they build a code, basically a code editor, what we used to call an IDE, integrated development environment, or basically like a software creation system. So they build like an AI coding system on top of the Anthropic or OpenAI or whatever, kind of big models. And feel that, and the critique of those companies in the industry has been, those are what are called GPT wrappers. It's kind of the pejorative. And the idea basically being is, well, they're not actually doing anything that's going to preserve value, because the whole point of what they're doing is they're surfacing AI, but it's not their AI. The AI that's being surfaced is from somebody else. And so these are kind of these pass-through shell things that ultimately won't have value. It actually turns out what's happening is kind of the opposite of that, which is the leading AI application companies like Cursor. I mean, first of all, what they're discovering is they're not just using a single AI model. They actually, as these products get more sophisticated, they actually end up using many different kinds of models that are kind of custom tailored to the specific aspects of how these products work. And so they may start out using one model, but they end up using a dozen models, and then in the fullness of time, it might be 50 or 100 different models for different aspects of the product. A, and then B, they end up building a lot of their own models. And so a lot of these, the leading edge application companies are actually backward integrating and actually building their own AI models because they have the deepest understanding of their domain. They're able to build a model that's best suited to that. And then, by the way, also AI, open source, they're also able to pick up and run open source models. And so if they don't like the economics of buying intelligence, by the drink from a cloud service provider, they can pick up one of these open source models and implement it instead, which these companies are also doing. And so the